This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR, or maybe from some of these other Locked On shows that we do. Don't forget Locked On 49er Squad show twice a week with me and Dwayne Board. Make sure you're tuning in. But tonight, man, the Giants, they finally secured their second victory at Oracle Park of the season tonight, taking down the Phillies 6-0. Robbie Ray, 6.2 shutout innings in his third start of the season. And the top of the order delivered today. The offense looks much better when Matt Chapman and Willy are collecting multiple extra base hits. And even the bullpen, which looked a little shaky at times, still held down the fort, did not surrender a single run. And the Giants seem to have really found something in Daniel Susac, who recorded another 3-hit game with a triple and added 2 more RBIs. Still, this is only one game, and this team has yet to string together multiple good outings in a row. How do they start to do that? We'll break it all down, but first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. Please, if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed. However you're tuning in, we appreciate it. And make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. And we also have a guest tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, you can already tell we got Paulie Mack, one of my mentors, one of my idols in sports media, and just always love having you on the show, Paulie. Welcome back, man. Appreciate you taking the time. And I want to just dive right into it, man. I want to start with Daniel Susac.
Yeah.
This kid has been, just an electric insert in this Giants lineup. And I don't know, man. I love Pat Bailey and what he brings defensively. But Daniel Susac is making a pretty big case for him to get some more playing time back there.
I couldn't agree more. And you know, it's great to be back with you, by the way, Triple E. I'm a huge fan of yours as well. And I'm always happy to hang out and talk some Giants with you, or Niners, or whatever you want to talk. I'm always available. But it's funny because I look over at your comments line where all your audience is lined up. It's Susac mania in the comments. And rightfully so, you guys. That's Triple E. That's the name of the night. I mean, this kid is exactly what the Giants needed tonight, because the weekend and even last night, blowing that 4-run lead, it was getting kind of depressing, and the Giant fans are getting restless. I would include myself in that category. So if I'm Vitello right now, I'm saying, you know what, kid, grab the gear. You're playing again tomorrow, because it's the only hot hand they have right now. Although I guess Ariz too, he had another nice night too. But at the same time, I'm with you. I'm with your audience. You got to play Susac. Ride the hot hand. Is he going to cool off? Of course he's going to cool off. But until that happens, I would keep throwing him out there, because the Giants need that kind of lift right now offensively.
And I love his approach at the plate too. He's a guy who has shown just in his short time so far that he's not afraid to be first pitch swinging, goes up there ready to hack. And when he gets into that 2-strike mode, him going the other way with that pitch, I think it was his second or maybe his third at bat, his second hit of the day, where he just went the other way to right field, and there was a huge gap between first and second, and it looked like that's what he was trying to do. And man, this whole lineup, when I watch their approach at the plate, just looks like they're trying to dig in and just pull the ball, swing as hard as they can in every AB. I will say Willy has kind of also started to slowly creep into that category of like using the whole field recently, dating back to even, last night's game. He ended the night with a double off the wall there.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that moment up, because it's kind of lost in the wash, and he got stranded out there. The game ended with him on second base, but that was a really nice stroke, and it feels like he carried that same rhythm into tonight's game. You're right. He's swinging a nice bat right now, Adames. Thank God, because somebody needs to. Yeah.
And he's got that nice level swing going. It's when he gets that loop in the swing and he starts just trying to kill the ball that he starts to not, you'll see him bat like 150 for a month when he's just in that swing mode where he's trying to, just hit the ball into the glove in left field. But Susac, man, this guy, it's the way that he has come onto the scene. It is only 2 games, but 3 hits in back-to-back outings is hard to ignore. Do you want to see him like, how often do you want to see him behind the plate at this point? Do you want him to, like, is he in serious contention to take Pat Bailey's job at this point?
I think it's too premature to say that, but do I want him in the lineup tomorrow? 100%. Yes. Yes, I do. Because like I said, in baseball, things go hot and then they go cold. And this kid is seeing big league pitching really for the first time, but he's crushing it right now. There's really no book on him for other pitchers, so they don't know really how to pitch to him yet. So all of those things being said and considering, dude, and again, I echo what you said about Patrick Bailey. I like Pat Bailey behind the dish. I love his defense, but you have to be able to provide some spark on offense, and he's not been able to do that. So at least for tomorrow, I mean, I think part of being a big league manager is you got to read the room. You got to get the temperature in your clubhouse and see what's kind of moving guys and uniting guys. And I feel like right now Susac he's such a low-key dude, obviously, but he's at the center of that. He's at the center of where the spark is coming from. And I will say this too, Triple E, tonight, worth shouting out Robbie Ray. He did some nice work tonight. 3 hits, no runs, 6 2/3. He almost got out of the 7th, but he walked a couple of guys. So, but I was pleased with what Robbie Ray gave us tonight. Dude, I'll tell you, what's bothering me, Triple E? Even though they did their job tonight, my concern with this team right now, my biggest concern is the pen.
Oh, yeah. I
just don't feel comfortable. We saw with Logan Webb on Sunday. As soon as he left the game, the bottom fell out. And that's probably my biggest concern with this club right now. But again, going back to your original question, yeah, I would play Susac tomorrow. I really would.
Yeah, and just to wrap up the Susac thing, I mean, we know Pat Bailey is terrible from the right side of the plate. Like, we know that. We have plenty of evidence to say Pat Bailey is a better hitter when he's facing right-handed pitching and he's on the left side of the plate. Let Daniel Susac just face lefties. Like, from this point forward, if you're asking me, play the matchups, play the platoon game with the catcher position. Daniel Susac also, I think, is pretty serviceable, like, defensively. It's not like you aren't Pat Bailey platinum glove level defense, but you're pretty damn good still with Daniel Susac. He's got a strong arm back there. So I think he's a great addition to this team. And especially, like you said, nobody on this team is hot except for Daniel Susac. But we should move on and talk about Robbie Ray's day because Robbie Ray, like you said, was excellent. And he's been very good this season so far. After today, 2.08 ERA. Robbie Ray cruise into a 2-1 record, the only Giants starting pitcher with a winning record right now. And he only gives up 3 hits tonight, no runs. Like I said, fans 7. And he threw 109 pitches tonight. Like, he was a workhorse for the Giants. My biggest concern isn't Robbie Ray's ability. I know that Robbie Ray is a good pitcher when he's healthy. My biggest concern is, can this surgically repaired elbow hold together for a whole 162? Because remember, at the end of last year, started to fall off at the end of the season. And Robbie Ray is known as a guy who, when he starts to fall off and lose a little bit of velo on that fastball, he can get tagged for some home runs. So, Paulie, are you worried about the fact that this bullpen is so thin and that it seems like these Giants starting pitchers need to go about 7 innings in order for them to have a chance to win a game? And if you're doing that to Robbie Ray all season, he's gonna fall apart. It's like Christian McCaffrey's usage level for the 49ers. But, like, imagine if Christian McCaffrey had, like, multiple, like, severe lower body injuries. I mean, he's had a few, but this is a different level of like wear and tear. And he's in his 30s. It can't be sustainable.
I will say this. I like his build. I like his frame. He kind of reminds me of, like, the Matt Cain body type. Like, he's thick. He's got strong legs. So he's built for endurance. But yes, Triple E, I echo your concern. It's funny. I had the exact same conversation with Creative Tony yesterday on my show, only it was about Logan Webb. But the same idea that you just presented, which is, are these Giants starting pitchers going to start taking a look at what happens, like, when they leave the game, and knowing that the bullpen is shaky at best? Are they going to overextend themselves? And I am a little bit worried about that, especially with Logan Webb. I know it's early, but you got to remember, this is a guy who was competing in the World Baseball Classic, and he was competing hard. Those guys were they were really getting after it. And I just want to throw this out there, some food for thought. Years ago, that's crazy, but it's probably about 10 years ago, Ryan Vogelsong pitched in the World Baseball Classic, and he had a good experience in it and everything. But when he came back, he had a tough season. He had a tough regular season, and he did admit that was taxing. Like on it. Now, he was an older guy, granted, but still, you said it too. Robbie Ray, he's in his 30s, and it's just something to keep in the back of your head that Logan Webb has already been at this for a while, like, pitching and competing at a pretty serious level. So I don't want Logan Webb to go out there every day and thinking, I got to go 7, I got to go 8, or else we don't have a chance to win this game, or we don't have a chance to protect the lead. So at some point, somebody, or ideally multiple arms, are going to have to surface out there as guys who are going to be dependable and reliable. And like, let me ask you this right now. Who do you think, and it's just subjective, but just a question, like, who do you think are the most 2 reliable arms coming in out of that bullpen?
I don't even know that I can.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
I mean, the one that I said last night, I'd like to see Blade Tidwell get some more opportunities. I think he has thrown well so far this year.
Yes.
I don't trust Keaton Wynn at all. I don't trust Ryan Walker at all. I don't really trust Eric Miller because I haven't seen him pitch as well as he did pre-injury after he was just decimated last year with all sorts of different, like, just nagging things that just really ruined his entire last season. And he just does not look like the same guy right now. I would also like to maybe see, I know that we've all kind of been waiting to see this guy come up as a starting pitcher for the Giants. But hey, it hasn't worked out for Carson Wisenhunt to convert to a starting pitcher, and he doesn't seem to have a third pitch.
Yeah,
that slider doesn't really seem to be very effective at the big league level. Maybe let him go to the bullpen where he can ramp up that fastball a couple miles an hour and really utilize that changeup that is so special that he has, and let him just be a 2-pitch guy and work out of the bullpen. Maybe he can give you something. And I don't know. I liked what I saw from McDonald at the end of last year too. Another guy who I think more profiles as a starting pitcher. That I think the Giants like McDonald better as a starter going forward. But it's got to be all hands on deck right now, the way this season has started with this bullpen. I mean, other than going out and trading for a guy, like, so probably some of the last levers you got to pull.
Yeah, and I think tonight, I like the way that the Giants used Ryan Walker tonight. He was in the 8th tonight, right? That was the 8th inning he came in, or was that the 7th?
He came in when Robbie Ray came out, so in the 7th inning.
Okay.
And he carried over into the 8th inning as well.
And I thought he looked pretty good tonight. Maybe that's a better role for him than trying to put him back in that closer role, because he's had some shaky outings, as a closer, and even this year. So maybe he's just a little more comfortable in that role as opposed to being a closer. But it would be nice, man. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to know, hey, this is our guy. This is our closer. He's going to close the door, because we haven't had that in a long time. I mean, really since Doval in 21, I would say, is probably the last time we had a reliable guy who could close the door at the end of a game. And they really need that. They're going to have somebody emerge and rise up and kind of fill that role. Because I've never been a big fan. How do you feel about the whole closer by committee concept? Like,
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. It feels like an opener to me. Like it's the same kind of just like I just don't like that. And I'm not. Maybe some teams can get away with it. Like numbers suggest, if you got multiple guys back there that are all really, really good. Like if you have a situation where you already have like a solidified closer, and then you have a young guy that pops, like situations like that, maybe. But I don't know. I think that especially this team, closer by committee just means you really don't have a closer on your team right now.
And you need that like dog mentality, that alpha, that like a Brian Wilson, a Rob Nen, a guy that says like the 9th inning, that belongs to me. I got it. I got this. You guys just play defense. I got this. Like, we need that kind of killer instinct, that kind of mentality. Or at least I would say I would like to see that. They can carry on closer by committee, but I'm with you. I like to have like a go-to guy in the 9th.
I would have loved to see Randy Rodriguez have the opportunity to take that role and run with it this season, because, man, he looked really good last year. Yes. And I love having a guy who could just, get you with the velo down at the bottom of the pen. It is so nice to have that 100+, that triple-digit gas in the tank when you need it in the 9th inning, and not having a guy who, nobody on this bullpen can do what Randy Rodriguez does with a baseball. So it's you're really missing a huge portion there. I also think Piguero, who was really good at the end of last season, you're really missing him right now too. Last question for you before I let you go, Paulie. Sure. Do you think that the Giants, I know it's early in the season, but do you think they should already be considering trying to go out and trade for a bullpen arm?
Yes. I actually do. Before things get too far, away, because we all know what's going to happen by the end of the year. I mean, the Dodgers are going to win that division unless something unforeseen happens. So this is a Giants. I think what the Giant fan base really wants is just get us back into the postseason. Let us get back to playing baseball in October. I think that's what the fan base really wants. I know that's what I want. Just to kind of reinvigorate this fan base. We've been so loyal. Fans continue to come to. I mean, they had 32,000 out there tonight, and this team has been struggling. So the fans are here. We're here, but you got to give us some red meat once in a while. And yes, unless they can address that bullpen, Triple E, it's going to be a really, really long and challenging year. They're going to have to find something in there that resembles an answer. Yeah,
I mean, at least for tonight, you got a bullpen that gave you 2 1/3. And even though Ryan Walker on his third pitch of the night threw that wild pitch that went right to the backstop and allowed those 2 runners to advance into scoring position, kind of made you hold your breath a little bit. And he just completely lost control of the slider in this one, but he was able to regain his composure, his form. He was able to get that slider back. And it's what really worked him out of those jams at the end of the day. So it got out of it somehow. Keaton win, nice clean inning. We can all go home happy for just the second time going home from Oracle Park this year so far.
So I'll leave you with this, Triple E. I'll leave you with this. My final words of wisdom for the Giant front office, because, of course, they're watching the show. Guys, play Susac tomorrow. If you're really married to Bailey, you start Bailey again once they get on the road. But play Susac at home for the final game of this homestand. I think it's the right move. I really do. I think the club would appreciate it, too.
Yeah, you got to do it. I'll be out there at the yard tomorrow. Nice. If I don't see Daniel Susac, 6 foot tall, 6'5" tall monster of a body back there behind home plate, I'm gonna be yelling, Paulie. I'm gonna be yelling all the way up from 304. They'll be able to hear me. I know Tony Vitello will be able to hear me down on the field. I'll be yelling as loud as I can. But Paulie, thanks so much for your time tonight, man. And we'll get you back on the show soon. And everybody, tell all the people where they can find you.
I will. Yeah, please do. Stop by Polymax Particles. It's my new show with Creative Tony. We're into our second year now. We're having in fact, you know who we have on the show on Thursday? The brand new keyboard player in the band Rush is joining us on Thursday. His name is Lauren Gold. He's a Bay Area guy. On my show, no big surprise. We talk sports. We talk music. That's what we like to do. But Triple E, no, I love you, baby. Anytime you need me. And I want to have you back on my show soon, too. So we'll be talking, buddy.
Anytime, Paulie. And Lauren Gold, formerly of The Who as well. Lauren
Correct.
Gold,
yes.
All sorts of stuff. Paulie, you and I saw The Who together.
Great gig.
It was the first concert that we ever went to together.
That was a good one, man.
Particles. Thanks, Paulie. Appreciate your time, man. We will see you next time.
Good to see you, boys. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Paulie. And so we move on. We got to get into some other things on the show. Before we wrap it up, we got to get you a player of the game. We got to get you what you'll be talking about and a turning point from tonight's game. We'll get into all that next on the Locked On Giants postcast. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are here, where every possession matters, every matchup is magnified, and every game can swing a series. And right now, FanDuel is giving new customers a great way to get in on the action. And here's what I like about it. You can bet just $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. The app makes it easy to follow the action with player stats, trends, and matchups all in one place. And during the playoffs, that extra insight really matters when you're looking at stars, role players, and key moments. And I hate to give you guys another chalk pick, but I'm going, if I'm picking a winner right now, NBA Finals champion, we're going Oklahoma City Thunder. And I know that's a chalk pick. I know that they are, the number 1 seed and that everybody wants an upset. But I'm telling you, just like I told you with Michigan winning the NCAA championship, this team is the number 1 team in the country for a reason. The Thunder are going to win the championship. And with FanDuel, it just makes the entire playoff experience more engaging from start to finish. Use the website to look up you can use the FanDuel website to look up current lines and odds at any point in time. Just head to FanDuel.com to get started. FanDuel, play your game.
Hey, this is Jeff Carr from Locked On Reds, and when it comes to our futures, we all have great ideas when it comes to our job, when it comes to our house, when it comes to our vehicles, all that great stuff. But honestly, when it comes to securing that future, I don't know what I don't know. And when me and my wife sat down to figure out the life insurance thing, Ethos made everything simple. Everything's online. You have a quick and easy application process, and you find out exactly what you need for coverage all in one spot. Ethos makes everything so convenient when it comes to learning about your own life insurance, because insurance is something that is far beyond batting average or on-base percentage. It's way out in left field for me. Ethos made it all easy. Take just 10 minutes and get covered today with life insurance through Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/lockedonmlb. That's ethos.com/lockedonmlb. Application times may vary and rates may vary.
Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. And today, man, the Giants' big 6-0 win over the Phillies. And it was really fun having Paulie on the show. Always love having one of my mentors in the industry come in and give us his takes on what he's seeing. And no surprise, Paulie and I seeing things very similarly. Daniel Susac needs to be in this lineup tomorrow. And that's what you're going to be talking about after this one.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I mean, how do you sit this guy? He's had one major league at bat that did not result in him successfully getting on base. I mean, his final at bat of the game was a triple that he laced down the right field line, and he could move. He showed off he's got some wheels for a guy who's that big, who's playing catcher, and he moves pretty well back there for a guy who's 6'5". You don't see many 6'5" catchers. And Daniel Susac, a former first-round pick, a very, very, very good start to his time with the Giants. By the way, did something that nobody since Willy McCovey has done. His first 4 at-bats result in a base hit. That's the last Giant to do that. First 4 career at-bats, base hits, Willy McCovey. And Daniel Susac even did one better. He gave you 5. So just a really, really, really strong start to a career for this kid. Obviously, he's going to cool off at some point, but you got to ride the hot hand. And I need to see this kid in the lineup tomorrow. But doesn't quite do enough to get tonight's player of the game. We're going to go in a different direction with that one.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And we're going to go with Robbie Ray. 6.2 innings, shutout ball. I mean, 7 Ks. What more do you want from the guy? I mean, he's been the best pitcher for this Giants team. I mean, reliever or starter, any spot. He's been the best pitcher for this team this entire season so far. It's his 3rd start of the year. He's 2-1. He's got an ERA of 2.08, man. Robbie Ray really starting off very, very, very strong this season. And I know this Phillies lineup has been a little down to start the year. Phillies only 6-5, but hey, Robbie Ray coming in, doing what you need him to do, putting a stop to this 4-game losing skid and getting the Giants back in the win column. So he gets today's player of the game. Before we get on out of here, tonight's turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And today's turning point came in that 5th inning because, man, this one was teetering. This one could have gone one of 2 ways in that 5th inning, because after you get the first 2 batters of the inning on after a Daniel Susac Oppo single, which is the at-bat that I was talking about earlier with Paulie, you had Oliva come up, and he hits what looks to be like a short double play ball to shortstop. And Turner, who is as sure of a thing defensively as there is in this league at that position, just boots it. And I mean, it was a nice, clean, easy hop, and he just took his eye off it and dropped it. You don't get too many gifts like that in Major League Baseball, especially from guys like Trey Turner. And Oliva gets backpicked at first base, like immediately right after that happens for the first out of the inning. And then Willy Adames just pops out to second base, and I'm sitting there thinking the Giants are going to get their first 2 batters of the inning on at first and second with nobody out, and they're not going to score right after that Willy Adames pop out. But then up comes Matt Chapman, who was just on fire tonight. Matt Chapman, by the way, major ownage on Christopher Sanchez. He came into tonight with a 500 batting average against him for his career, and then knocked another couple hits off of the guy tonight. So Matt Chapman really doing a great job just teeing off on Sanchez, and he's just got his number, man. Sees the ball well out of his hand or something. But Matt Chapman comes up and laces a double, and this wasn't a terrible pitch either. This one was right below the knees. It was right over the middle of the plate, but low in the zone, slider just kind of hung there just long enough. And Matt Chapman was able to drop that bat head and get down there and go get that one. Nice level swing for a ball so low in the zone, but rips a double down the over the left fielder's head and bounces it off the wall. Run is able to score from second base on the play. Then Luis Arraez comes up and singles to center field. Matt Chapman able to score on that one as well. Gave the Giants a 3-0 lead, which gave them just enough breathing room in this one. Although they ended up not really needing it because they won this one going away 6-0. Bullpen holds it down. Even though it was a little shaky at times, they're still able to get it done. Robbie Ray, awesome game tonight. Matt Chapman in the top of this order really delivered. We didn't get into that as much, but hey, I'm just going to put it plain and simple. When you have Willy Adames, Matt Chapman, and Luis Arraez and Rafi Devers all coming up with hits, the Giants offense looks a lot better. And hey, when you got Daniel Susac raking in three more hits in one game, second time he's done that in as many starts, that helps out a lot too. It's all the time that we got for you guys today here on the Locked On Giants postcast. Appreciate all of you for tuning in. Shout out Paulie Mack for taking the time to join the program tonight. We'll be coming to you live tomorrow after tomorrow's final game of this series rubber match. Winner takes the series out at Oracle Park. Day game out there at I believe it's a 1:05 start tomorrow. So make sure you're tuning in to the Locked On Giants postcast after tomorrow goes final. That's all the time we got for you today. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We'll see you next time. Peace.